Hola amigos! Welcome to this week's video here on Linnea Stella, where we are going to talk about why you're feeling so confused right now. If you are. Spoiler alert, I don't know, I'm not in your head. But I'm gonna make some educated guesses, because as usual, these topics get channeled to me through my soul, based on what I'm going through, which is also a reflection of what the collective is going through. So without further ado, let's dive in to why you might be feeling so confused right now. The first reason is a reminder, because I know that you know this, but we are living in a system that is rigged against us, that is set up to make us feel confused about things that we already know deep down. There are so many confusion frequencies spread into the collective with the sole aim to keep us disconnected from our souls, our truths, to just keep us distracted from what is really going on and distracted from connecting to our true power. I'm not saying this to be negative, because the good thing is that awareness is always the first step to change. So when you realize that, hey, it's actually not my fault that I'm feeling this confusion, and maybe if you're feeling a little anxious or depressed, or that things feel a bit hopeless, there is nothing wrong with you. It's not your fault. You just happen to be inside of this system that is set up to make you feel that way on purpose. But the good thing is that you have so much more power than what you have been made to believe. And you have the power to break free from these confusion frequencies. And dare I say, that's also why your soul chose to incarnate at this time, when things are very chaotic and messy. It is because you have the codes to create a new world, a new earth that is based on love instead of fear. That is why we are all here right now. And I am saying this because I see some people getting stuck on the problem. A lot of people are waking up, which is a positive thing. They're waking up and they're seeing that it is actually the system that makes us feel like shit. Because the systems also want us to stay in a loop of self-hatred. And to blame ourselves and think that, oh, I am weak and I don't fit into this system. It is actually a compliment. It is actually something good if you feel like you're not fitting into the system, because the system is flawed, once again. You have the power to focus on the solution and not getting stuck in just seeing the problem, as many people do. And I get it, because it is overwhelming and it might feel easier to just dissociate and numb yourself out and smoke things. But it is much more fruitful, and you're being much more of service to yourself and to humanity if you use your gifts and talents to create change. And I promise you that you have those talents inside of you. They are in your heart. And when you connect to your heart, magic happens. And it is so much easier for you to get past that state of confusion and to get into a state of clarity and see that, this is why I'm here. This is what I'm here to contribute with at this stage in time, because that's also something that will merge and evolve as you evolve and as you align closer to your soul. And remember, for the times that it feels hopeless to be in this matrix, because I get into that state too, it's just human. It shows that you have a heart. That the matrix is designed to trap your mind first and foremost. And you don't have to comply. You can just be a little rebel. And that's what we need right now. We need love rebels who unite in this love revolution and act and speak from the heart, from love instead of fear. Now, the second reason why you might feel confused right now is a little connected to the first, and that is because of the Schumann resonance. Now, a disclaimer, I'm not an expert. I know that some people are really into interpreting and reading the Schumann frequencies and the peaks. Basically, what it is that the sun is sending us frequencies and codes to support us in this invisible war that is going on inside of the matrix. The sun is here to support us, but it's very intense frequencies, and I perceive it almost as if we are standing in the swell. If you imagine that you're standing on a beautiful beach and there's this water scooter driving by really fast, then it creates these, is it called swell? These surge waves that are coming in to the shore, and they hit you and you're like, whoa. You were not on that water scooter, you're barely in the sea, you're just on the shore and you're still getting wet because of what just passed by. And that is why we can feel confused, and some people even get knocked out of these frequencies because it is very strong. But these energies come from the sun, which is here to help us to break free from the matrix. So it's actually something beautiful, even though it's intense. The third reason why you might be feeling confused right now is also kind of obvious, but I keep falling into this trap over and over because we're social animals, and that is social media and other people. So being directly or indirectly influenced by other people. And you might recognize this if you're on social media, scrolling Instagram, for example, or TikTok, and you just feel drained afterwards and you feel overwhelmed and frazzled and tired. And that is because you are being bombarded with different emotional states when you're scrolling on the feed. And we are not designed, our nervous system is not designed to handle this. And you probably have heard that, but it's so easy to forget about this because if you're anything like me, we have gotten so used to constantly be on the phone and check social media. And maybe you were feeling good about yourself before you went on social media. And then after you feel like, okay, this person just got married and this person is making this much money and the other person went on a vacation to a tropical island. Maybe my life isn't that good after all. And this might be going on in your subconscious mind, remember? It's very sneaky. And it is designed to be sneaky because social media, it can be very powerful if you use it mindfully, like anything. But it can also be another distraction from the voice of your soul. And I just took a couple of days off of Instagram completely. I just felt so much better and so much more grounded and back into my own energy. So that is just an invitation for you. If you have felt like this recently and you just find yourself mindlessly scrolling, you can just delete the apps and take a few days off and see how it makes you feel. Maybe a little less confused and a little more clear. And the final reason that we'll be covering today about why you might feel confused right now is that your soul might have begun to speak louder to you. But if your nervous system is overstimulated, it might be hard to hear the message from your soul or to distinguish the voice of your heart, your soul, from your mind, the mental chatter that can be very loud. So this is actually the opposite of the last point that we're talking about with being influenced by social media and getting away from the truth of your heart. This is where maybe your mind is saying, everything is good, I'm feeling comfortable here. Maybe it is a relationship that you're in that you know deep down is not aligned for you anymore, but it feels comfortable and familiar. Maybe it's a job. Maybe your soul is calling you to step into your purpose instead of serving the matrix, but you feel scared, so it feels safer to stay in if you're, for example, having a job right now. Maybe you're being called to start a YouTube channel or speak more on social media or to move somewhere. And all of those messages are coming from your soul, because I want to remind you that your soul is always speaking to you. You are never forgotten, you are never abandoned. But when you are a lot in your head, you're listening a lot to the mind, the ego, and also when your nervous system is overstimulated. And I'm speaking very much from experience here, because that's where I have been lately too. I feel very like, kind of in this jittery state and a little disconnected from my inner voice. It is easy to feel confused because maybe you hear the voice of your heart, but you also hear the voice of your mind, and it becomes this tug of war between what is familiar, what feels safe, and your highest timeline. What is truly meant for you in this lifetime, which feels expansive, exciting, magical, but also maybe a bit scary. And that can create a state of confusion. And I have found for myself that the number one thing to do when you are in that state is to slow down. And it might be easier said than done, because if you are in that state of feeling very confused, everything can feel very chaotic and you can feel like, I just need to do more. Okay, I just need to take action. I have this long to-do list and I'm just going to do A, B, C. And sometimes the best thing is actually to do the opposite of that. Just put down your to-do list, go within and listen. You will hear your soul speak to you and it will all become very clear. You might even be like, oh, I actually don't need to do point A and B and C on my to-do list. I just need to do D and it's gonna be perfect. This was also happening to me the other day. I felt so overstimulated and so like, oh, I have a million things to do. And I connected to God because I speak to God every day. And I was like, God, help me. And God just said, slow down. Slow down. And I was like, no, I don't have time to slow down. And that's exactly when you need to slow down. It's actually a slow down to speed up. So as soon as that message landed and I slowed down, I knew exactly what to do. It was there all along. I was just too busy to listen. So as always, be gentle with yourself. It is not easy to be on Earth right now. But at the same time, it's kind of magical. Because there are so many opportunities. And you're really here to make a difference in the world. You're here because you're seeing through the BS. And you can help others breaking free from the matrix. And create a world that is based on love instead of fear. At least that's what I'm here to do. Are you joining me? So with that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's always so amazing, and I love to chat with you in the comments too. So let me know if any of these tips resonated, maybe none of them did. I want to hear in the comments. Or maybe this video made you realize something. I would love to hear that too. I am posting every week, so to stay in the loop, hit the subscribe button and the little bell. That's gonna tell you when my next video is out. So until then, go out there, shine your light, and remember how powerful you are. Bye.